RTL2632 LME here. I'm doing a video on how to get to the HF bands on a regular SDR dongle without no hardware modifications. Now, I've had a lot of questions on how to do this and how I was doing it, and I've done a lot of research on how to do this myself, and all the different DLL files and the modifications I've looked up required either hardware modifications or the software ones didn't work. Now, the DLL file I have found, I've been testing over a couple months, and to be completely honest, it's one of the best I've found. It's very sensitive, and it's actually blown my mind that it's actually working. How as efficiently as it is. So my working conditions is a silver rod antenna that's designed for the CB band. Now this my current DLL file, this one here, for some reason I cannot pick up on 20 meters. Now, of course, this is 100% most likely to do with my antenna, as it's not intended for the 20 meter band, and it's not even intended for the 40 meter band. Now, on 40 meters it absolutely is amazing. I can just sit there and listen for hours when the band's open, and I can hear people from all over the world, and it's a very sensitive little receiver, so low down where it's not intended to be. Now, it's one of them things where you need to play around with, especially on your own working conditions, because it's different for everyone. Now, I can go right the way down to DC power. I lose on medium wave and long wave. I unfortunately cannot get no stations. I have seen a couple of weak stations in the noise, but nothing too much. But that's not a surprise with my my antenna situation and what I'm using. Now, there's a couple things you need to do in order to get this working. It only works on SDR Sharp, so the software SDR Sharp for the SDR dongles. It won't work on any of the other softwares that are available. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any other ones to do it. Now, in order to do it, what happens is when you go down below the receiver's allowed amount, it actually just cuts everything off. And what the software is basically doing is allowing your receiver, your SDR dongle, to go below that through software. Now, as you can see, we're currently on the CB portion here, and just near the shortwave over here. Now, what I'm going to do is actually go down frequency here, and what you're looking for is a massive dip in the waterfall. So let me just try find that now. You'll see it start to slow down. As you can see, it's getting lower here. Okay, as you can see here, it's actually dipped. It's gone from to near silent right here. Now, I have a lot of interference, and this could be due to many things that I've still not worked out. And this is nothing to do with the DLL file or anything like that. This is purely my working conditions and the surrounding area, because it's present on before the DLL file and after. So I need to work out what that will be. It's most likely some power supply, or it could be an LED light. So anyway, back to the topic. As you can see, it slopes down here, and it looks here that it's silent. Now, it really isn't, and what you need to do is go down into the corner where it says range down here, and what you need to do, you need to slide that up to a comfortable amount. You don't want to peg it like this in red. What you just want to do, you just want to get it up so you can actually see the graph a bit better. Again, you can still see trace of signals here. Now you can proceed to go down the bands to your required amount. Now, as you can see, 20 meters is here, and unfortunately I can pick nothing up here. The past month I've actually tested it. I've not picked anything up on 20 meters when the band is completely open, but this is probably 100% to do with my antenna, as I said before. So if you keep going down, you can then pick up, it also does it again, so right here. Now if we go up, you can see it's perfectly fine. Now right here is actually where the receiver says, hang on a minute, I can no longer receive below here. So what you need to do is go back to the range again and turn it back up again until it goes until you can see that it's a comfortable amount on the graph up here, around 40 to 45 or whatever you feel comfortable to read as. Now as you can see, this is a DLL file, and of course it's forcing it over software to be allowed to go down to these ranges. So you'll see sometimes it might go a bit too high, so all you just got to do is go back to range again and just turn it back down until it goes till it goes blue, so you can see which the strongest signal's easier. Now as you can see, I'm at shortwave here now, 9.5 kilohertz here, and you can see easily that the signals are being picked up on shortwave. I'm not going to take a little look at 30 meters as I can't see anything there that's transmitting. So as you can see here, shortwave is picking up perfectly fine. Now let me see if I can go up here and give you a little sample of the station here, if I'm able to do this.
Unbelievable. Wow. You see, Jesus said, at that time, right, they literally saw Jesus. They seen Jesus do the miracle, didn't they? Believe it or not, there was some that when they saw Jesus do the work of God, because that's the Father, that's his Son, he did miracles that were not even written in the Bible. And he wrote everything that he did, the Bible would be 4 feet thick. But he wrote enough for us to believe that.
So that's a bit of it. I don't think it was properly, the bandwidth was properly set there, and I don't think it was properly on frequency, hence why it were a bit staticky and shaky. Now that sounded like a shortwave station from America, however I'm not too sure there. So as you can see, the further we go down, usually when you've got it set around the shortwave, around 9.5 kilohertz, if you go to the 9.5 kilohertz range, and then you can actually just dial straight down to 9.5 kilohertz, and then use the range thing down here to set it to the appropriate amount. That's usually what I do, so I don't have to keep changing it as I go down bands or up bands. Usually if you go to 9.5 kilohertz and set it appropriately, even if you go down bands, it's usually perfectly fine, unless you go to the long wave or medium wave. Then it gets a bit shaky there, because you are putting the receiver to its maximum, as it isn't even intended to go to these ranges. So the further down we go, we can then look at 40 meters. Now as I said, 40 meters is absolutely usually booming in for me. And it's honestly proved to be one of the bands that actually work perfectly. So I believe if I zoom in here and give you a little audio test here of one of the signals, I'm trying to pick the right signal. That seems perfect. Now you can also zoom in for the people that are new to SDR receivers. It's easier to zoom in and then pick your signal from there. So I'm going to pick up a CW signal here and let you have a little listen. Okay, so you kind of get the idea of what I'm showing you. Every time I go into a CW signal, it seems they run away. But that's perfectly fine. Now it isn't just CW. A lot of people think, yeah, you can go down to them ranges, but are you only picking up CW because it's a long range type of mode, and it's usually the one to come through? Now the answer in that is no. Now, if I can go up here and show you some phone communications here. Here we go.
1068 from Echo United 115, good luck. 289, you're 115. No, 2089, Roger.
I'm going to actually add a bit of I'm actually going to add a bit of noise reduction here, so you can have a little difference between the signals. This is actually a really strong signal here, so I'll put on a bit of audio noise reduction so you can see what that sounds like.
For the new one, November America 126 and 628 received. I gave you
591069 Echo United 115, good luck. Thank you. QRZ Echo India 9 Echo. Victor Echo 3 Tango Whiskey 591070 from Echo United 115.
So as you can see, the audio is absolutely stunning. And to say that you wasn't able to transmit at these receive at these ranges, sorry, it's absolutely really sensitive and it works amazing. Like I say, I've only been able to achieve 40 meters, but that's due to my antenna situation. Now you can also go down, as I'm showing you here. You can pick up different shortwave signals down here at 6 kilohertz, and you can even go further down. 60 meters here. I've actually picked a couple of people up on 60 meters. See, this is where it falls a bit short due to my antenna yet again. I have, however, different conditions. I've picked up different shortwave stations here. Now 80 meters, I've picked people up here, and you can actually see 80 meters is actually a couple Morse here, CW signals here, and this is 80 meters. 80 meters. I'll let you have a little listen here as well. Okay, so as you can see, 80 meters is perfectly fine. Shortwave stations again, there's not many shortwaves here that I can pick up. As you can see, we're going really low now. This is usually where the software modification falls a bit short, but from everything I've done, it's actually absolutely been amazing. Now 160 meters, I don't have an antenna that can definitely reach 160 meter band, especially resonant. Now I've like I say, so I don't know if this will if the software modification will allow you to go down to 160 meters. It does look pretty dead down here in terms of the graph, so I'm not too sure about that. Medium wave, I'm same with the medium wave. It does seem not too sure if this is interference or not. But I've never heard oh no, there we go, stations on medium wave, so you can go this low. This is actually one of the first times that I've gone down to medium wave. I don't usually play around this low, but now as you can see, there's a station here at 900 kilohertz, so this is really pushing the receiver. But it's absolutely amazing that you can go down here and listen to it, and they're coming through pretty strong as well, as you can see. So now, as you're going down further to the 400 kilohertz range, the receiver starts to then fall off, as you can see here. So if you go to medium wave, if you look at the, if you look right here, you can see it actually starts to fall right here, and it starts to fall further and further until you get to DC. Now, I wouldn't expect anything on long wave 100%. I just think that's way too far down there. But as you can see, we can you can efficiently get to 100%. You can get to 900 kilohertz 100%. As you can see, a station there. Like I say, this is all dependent on your situations, your antennas and things like that, of interference and your working conditions, to be completely fair. Now I'm going to supply a download link to the DLL file in the description box below. Now all you have to do is drag that to your installation directory of SDR Sharp, and then you just need to load SDR Sharp up, and you should be able to go down to these ranges. It's absolutely worked perfectly for me, and I've been monitoring 40 meters perfectly fine. Also some of the shortwave stations, as you can see right here, 80 meters is actually really booming at the moment. And this is all without an upconverter, and as you've seen from the audio tests, it's perfectly fine. You can get some people really booming in, and I've heard a person that was transmitting on 5 watts, and I'm using an antenna that isn't even designed to be this low on the bands. I know that any antenna will usually pick up these frequencies, but especially at 80 meters, it's stretching it there for just anything. But yeah, I hope you have fun with it yourselves, and if you have any questions, you can always message me on Facebook, or you can also message me on YouTube by placing a comment below. I'm going to be posting other videos when I find different things, tips and tricks for SDR. I'm using an NESDR Smart. It's called. If you just type SDR Smart in, it's one of the slimline ones that are usually designed to go into a Raspberry Pi. Now, if you look up that's the one I'm using at the moment for this test. However, don't be discouraged. I've used the cheap ones that you can get for £5 or £10 here, $5 or $10 over there in America, and they work perfectly fine as well. So it's not just my SDR that's allowing this to happen. But as you can see, this is proof enough right here. This is 80 meters currently. It's half 12 at night here in the UK at the moment, and as you can see, they're all booming in here, and I believe that would be the same with 40 meters. If you can find 40 meters again, here we go. As you can see, they're all booming in here. Unfortunately, we have shortwave here. So the thing with SDRs, they can a lot of the time they can actually not be accurate, and you can get half of the shortwave stations into the 40 meter band. But that's nothing to do with the DLL. That's usually just to do with my SDR. But as you can see, there's a station right here that's really booming in. And like I say, it all speaks for itself. So yeah, I highly recommend this. One thing that you need to be aware of, it doesn't work on anything other than SDR Sharp, so you can't import it to a different program like a digital decoder, for example, Morse, unless you use something like virtual audio cable, but it has to use SDR Sharp because that's what it was designed for. And honestly, thank you to the person that actually created the driver. I'm not too sure who created it, but all the credits go to him. This isn't created by me. I'm just sharing it as I was very surprised how it worked, and honestly, it's saved me a lot of money from the Upconverters. And I'm very happy about that. As you can see here, the shortwave stations, they're all booming in as well. So yeah, I hope you have a great time for it, and I'm sure you will definitely get a lot more stations, and certainly pick the weaker signals out more than me if you're using an actual antenna that's designed for the band you're looking for. But yeah, I'm doing this video just because people have asked me on Facebook, and I hope you have a wonderful time going down to the HS bands without an upconverter, and hopefully it saves you some money. Of course, an upconverter will most likely be better for the long term, but this is my long-term solution, and it's working great. There's no need for me to buy an upconverter at the moment because this is working perfectly fine. So yeah, the download will be in the description below. All you need to do is drag it into your SDR sharp folder, like I said before, and you should be on your way. So yeah, 73s, and I hope you have a great time going to the HF bands with your SDR receiver. 73s M6 LME.